I think let us get started. પછી વાત કરીએ હિન્દી. Okay.
Jai Jinendra, everybody.
Jai Jinendra.
Welcome everybody.
Jai Jinendra.
Thank you. And if everybody please put your mics on mute and we will get started the prayer. I would request everybody to please fold your hands, fold your eyes and listen this our prayer. Jai Jinendra, and welcome everybody. Respected JAINA President Mahesh Bhai, invited members of JAINA Calendar Committee and Jain Center members, Pranam. Your presence in JAINA events always inspire us to keep raising the bar for JAINA services. On behalf of JAINA Executive Committee, I, Hemant Shah, your JAINA Secretary, would like to take this opportunity to warmly welcome you all on this town hall meeting under JAINA's new initiative, Know Your JAINA. As many of you know, JAINA's committees are one of the pillars of JAINA. JAINA committees are formatted and standing committees, operational committees, and ad hoc committees as needed. There are 36 plus committees keep JAINA vibrant and active. Under Know Your JAINA program, we facilitate town hall meetings and introducing our committees that work tirelessly to take JAINA to its new heights. Today, we have invited the members of JAINA Calendar Committee, one of the very well-known committee. Every Jain household in USA likes to get a beautiful JAINA calendar every year. We are going to learn more about how this committee functions, what are their accomplishments, how this committee is impacting Jain's life around the globe. And lastly, but very important, is how we can help achieving JAINA's mission. Once again, I appreciate you all and thank you for joining on this beautiful Sunday. Without further ado, I would like to invite our President Mahesh Bhai from Los Angeles, California, to provide presidential remark and introduce our today's speakers. Please join me in welcoming Mahesh Bhai Wadar. Mahesh Bhai.
Thank you, Hemant Bhai. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Pranam and Jai Jinendra to all.
Pranam.
Thank you for taking time off on Sunday and attending this webinar. I hope you are all in Sukshata and are all in good health.
They would ask flag officers.
Can we mute everyone else?
Uncle, you have to unmute yourself and then everybody is mute now.
Great. So JAINA is an umbrella organization of 70 Jain centers. And to be very honest, I really doubt if these Jain centers and their members have any knowledge on what JAINA activities are, or what and how JAINA is helping our Jain community. This is the main reason for JAINA Executive Committee decided to come up with the plan to invite our committees and give them this platform to connect directly with the Jain Center members. JAINA, as Heman said, we have 36 committees that work tirelessly, and they are ready to take JAINA to a new height. To help the committees perform even better, JAINA EC introduced this initiative under the title Know Your JAINA. This will make the community aware of the people behind each committee, their mission, current activities, finances, and future plans. We'll have every month 1 or 2 committees giving their updates. September obviously is a month when we have Paryushan and thus Lakshana, so we'll start again from October. Today we have JAINA calendar committee giving their updates. This committee is chaired by Jaina Ben Shah. This webinar will help raise enthusiasm in the committee to perform better, and hope that by this initiative, more people will become aware of the wonderful work being done by these committees. When you hear about the committee activities, you will realize the dedication and the hard work involved in the project. And also please note that these are all selfless services. Let me now introduce you the chair of this committee, Jaina Ben Shah. Jaina Ben Shah is a graphic designer by profession, but prefers to be known as Sevak. She is a long-time Southern California resident with deep involvement with a number of volunteer activities at Jain Center of Southern California, JAINA, and many other NGOs such as Voice of Specially Abled People, TCCOP, ACC, Local Rescue Mission, etc. For JAINA, she has been a core volunteer for conventions in 1981 and 2009. She has volunteered in the Souvenir Committee in 2015, 2017, 2019. She was a chair, in 2019, and then 2021 also. As a creative director of the culture program in the 2019 convention, she worked passionately and relentlessly with the members of the media team to create an amazing multimedia show. She also worked in the religious committee, helping create first time ever a large-scale religious rachna in the temple room at the convention. Jaina Ben has chaired the culture committee for the 2021 convention. She is a graphic designer, editor for Jain Digest magazine since 2015. She has been contributing her services as a designer to Jaina calendar for many years, including leading the efforts as a chair of the calendar committee from 2020. Her painstaking effort to revamp the database has resulted in saving money, time, and efforts to distribute calendars to Jaina members. Jaina Ben is a resident of Los Angeles since 1980 with a very supportive husband, Naresh Bhai. However, her heart is with her son, daughter-in-law, and dearest 2 grandsons in the Bay Area. Thank you all, and Jai Jinendra. Jaina Ben, the floor is yours. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Majbhai, for such a warm introduction. Being in a environment that in a company of such an amazing leaders and members, I'm very humble to talk a little bit about the Jaina Calendar Committee. I have an amazing committee members with me, Girirajji Jain, Diman Bhai Vora, and then Meshbhai and Dilipbhai as an advisors. You give us the guidelines and a path that we can follow. So I really appreciate and thank you. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know if it. Mahesh bhai, Harish bhai, Hemant bhai,
Yes,
it
we can see.
okay? Thank you. So we're going to tell a little bit about behind the scenes and how JAINA Calendar Committee in recent years are working, specifically in 2021 and 22. As I said, are my committees, people who also known to me, and I like to tell them sevaks because they selflessly put their hours in putting this JAINA calendar together. Uh, Girirajji, if I can pin you or somebody can pin him, uh, he's from Northern California. Dimanbhai Vora and his team from India, who doesn't know him? Anybody who knows or has attended any meeting, Dimanbhai is always behind the scene, but very core member of this committee also. And then, as I said, advisors Mahesh Bhai and Dilip Bhai, thank you for giving us the guidelines. Let me tell you a little bit about the facts about the JAINA calendar. We begin generally by March of every year for the next years. And till February, we are working in mailing and making sure everybody received their calendar. Sometimes it will be till March or April, we're doing that. And as soon as we're done with that year, we'll start working for the next year. So calendar committee in a reality works all 12 months. Select a theme, try to find the photographers in the area that we are trying to take the photographs from. We make sure that they are most of the time that they're volunteers. Or if we have to spend some money, we try to get our budget, keep it in mind that it's all for the volunteer and for the JAINA. So most of the time we find volunteers, but if not, we pay the NGO rates on that. Then finding the write-ups about each photograph, history behind the derasars, or how it came about, who built it, when it was built, and all that. And that takes a lot of time because to do the research on each derasar and find somebody who can write about it, who has a knowledge about it, it's a very painstaking and number of volunteers that we can't even put it because every year it's a different volunteers who help us out, both from India and here. Then we work with Jitubai mostly, but then there are other people who also helps in getting the Jayantitis, the festivals, and all that calendar related information. And then also we dedicate about 4 to 6 pages to the Jaina accomplishment for that particular year. Once the photographers have given us the pictures, then the actual graphic designing, photo editing, proofreading, and all that work begins. And it generally takes anywhere from 2 to 4 months for that. And then managing the database for mailing the calendar. Specifically from last year onwards, we have taken a very big initiative on that. I will talk about it a little bit more on our next slide. But I and our volunteer committee would really like everyone who is today here, their help in making this database more proper, that everybody who requires or who needs or who uses the calendar, their names are there. And we want to make sure that everybody who wants it, they get it. And then also the last but not the least is working with the printer and the mail house. Last few years, we've been printing calendar in India because one, we can give the business to India, and also it comes out a little bit less expensive than here. But into 2020, just like everything else, pandemic had created a problem for all of us in different ways, and printers were not exceptions to that. We generally get calendars back in about 45 to 50 days. It took over 90 days once they were shipped last year. So we were not able to mail out till January. And we are working with the printer and mail houses already and trying to find a different way if we can make it faster. We're not sure there we'll be able to do it in India, or are we going to have to do it here? So we're working on it, that aspect for 22 calendar. All the above information that I gave, all the steps that we take, it takes over 3,000 of volunteer hours, and the printers and mail house that we do pay them, they probably spend another probably 500 hours on that. So it takes a lot of time, efforts from everybody. But as I said, our committee is such a dedicated committee that none of us feel the pain of it. We just enjoy that. Since 2007, we have mailed about 230,000 calendars all over the USA, and last year we mailed out some to India also, of course, Canada. We have showcased over 80 different derasers from the different sectors and have collected over $1 million. Here, I would like to point it out that calendar donation, that income is a steady income for JAINA. And request everybody to keep that in mind and be generous. Think about it when you and your family, your friends receive the calendar, please donate. This is how this initiative and JAINA other activities also helps to take their whatever their issues are that they are trying to do it. Just overall kind of a donation every year since 2007 that we have received, including 2020 and 21. In 20 and 21, JAINA has collected probably over $3 to $4 million for all different initiatives that we have taken to donate money and help out people in India, especially Sadar Migbakti and Vayavach. So in spite of that much donation coming to JAINA, we were very happy and pleased to see that we still collected enough money for JAINA calendar also. So thank you, everybody. I want to talk a little bit about 22 calendar. Our theme for this year, very happy and proud to print that we're going to showcase, or we are showcasing the Derasas from Northern America. And another thing that we are adding into that, and I would like Girirajji to talk about that, is that it's going to be an interactive calendar. The reason for us to think about that is that during this pandemic in last 2 years, everyone has become a little bit more computer savvy. People are used to doing things on virtually. So idea is to give a virtual tour to most of the derasas that are going to be participating for this calendar. Girirajji, I would take it over from here, please.
Absolutely. So one of the change or the additional thing we are doing for the JAINA calendar this year is also providing a way to directly interact with the Jain centers who are on the calendar. How we are doing it is, on every calendar page where the Jain Derasar is spotlighted, we are providing a QR code. And nowadays, QR code has become the fact of the life. Everybody knows how to use it. They just point their smartphone and it opens up the web page that will give them a ton of information. What we have also done is, this is not a static page. That QR code is owned and managed by the local Jain centers. So they give us a landing page and we take them to that landing page, and the local Jain centers manage the information they want to provide on that landing page. Few examples here. Let's say you want to showcase your live events or the current events that are going on. You can showcase it on the landing page. You want to show what are the current activities, live darsans, live puja. There are tons of things that can be done, which you can keep changing as per the need of the time, and that will be showcased on that QR code. And most importantly, that QR code, you don't have to hunt anywhere. That's available, that's readily available on your JAINA calendar, which is probably at a prominent place in your house anyway. So you can connect with all the Jain centers at the same time without any issues, and you can participate in all the activities that are going on across America. And back to you, Jaina.
Thank you, Girirajji. We're also this year gonna add a visual map of North America. So everybody kind of knows, or maybe has some idea that where all the derasas are, but having it on a map, it makes it easier for people to know where the derasas are, especially if they are going to be planning to visit that area. Then they can go and actually visit the derasas. So visual effect is going to be there, and for each derasa, we're going to have their addresses and their website information. So if you're not traveling, if you're not going to be able to visit them, but at least through website, you can go and visit them anytime. Some people like to do jatras, like if I today I will go visit 5 different derasas, or during the Parushan specifically that they want to visit different ones. This gives them a sitting at home, uh, some way to visit and do multiple jatras and do more Jain activities. The whole idea is to bring whole Jaina community together. We are all in one community. We can do things together, and the idea behind this is just to bring everybody together. They can participate also in different activities. Some of the derasas may have only 20 or 30 or 40 families, but they are more active than any bigger community that have maybe more than 100 families, but they're more active. So this gives them a chance to showcase their derasa, their activity. And also, if everybody who's here talk to your ECBOD and make sure that one way or the other your Derasa's presence is on our Jaina calendar. This is 1 year that we are hoping that we are changing the path of calendar. We are making it more interactive. Okay, so we talked about in earlier when I said that the database that since 2020. We've been mailing it to the same database. People add their addresses, but they don't, or they forget that they should remove the old addresses also. So we've been using, or we were using it ever since we started Jaina Calendar Committee, same database with added addresses. And in 2020, we took the initiative of removing the one that were people were not living in that addresses, and or some of the members maybe do not need a printed calendar. We understand that, but it still was going everywhere, was mailing everywhere. So we try to now do it in Jain way. Only send it to people who really wants it or uses it, a printed version. The PDF version is always there on our website, and we have been asking people to fill out the form. So this is the next one, and Giriraji, you want to take it from there, or Dimanbhai, if you want to take this one, this slide, would love to hear from you.
Jainavan, can you please carry on because my child is picking
Sure.
behind the screen. Yeah.
No problem. Okay, Giriraji, please take it.
Sure. So one of the major initiatives that we started last year was how to correct the database. This has been a problem in last few years that people say they haven't received the calendar, or sometimes they fear that the calendar has gone to their old address and they have moved ever since. So to make it easy now, what we have done is we have provided you a way to change your address online on jaina.org. Also, if you have never received the calendar and you want to receive it, then also you can add yourself in the database and we will start sending you the calendar. And these all are available on jaina.org. So you don't have to remember where to go, where to request. All you have to go is go to jaina.org. And I'm pretty sure that website is bookmarked by everybody who followed Jaina and who followed Jainism here in North America and elsewhere. So you go to jaina.org. This website was revamped last year. It's beautifully managed, very well accessible, and very easy to follow. So when you go there, there is a landing page or there's a link you see on the top, which is highlighted here in the red box, which says Jaina committees. When you click on Jaina committees, it gives you a list of all the 33, 36 committees we have in Jaina, and Jaina calendar is one of them. So you scroll down maybe halfway through, and you will see Jaina calendar committee, and that's where you have to click. Not only Jaina calendar, any other committee you ever want to know about, you can select it from there, and it will take you to that committee page, and you can get all the other information. Now, when you go to JAINA calendar page, it opens up the JAINA calendar committee page with a lot of other information. But what you want to locate is a button which says address update for JAINA calendar, which is again almost on the halfway through. It's readily available there. And we have given you a print of the image if in case you ever have any difficulty locating the button. You click on that button and that opens up another page where you can either change your information or you can provide your information and then submit. Once you do that, that's it. JAINA calendar committee will take care of everything else. Again, just a clarification here that this page can be used. Either you have never received a calendar, so you can add yourself to database, or if you are already in the database, you can change your information. And that power is now in your hand. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to reach out to anybody. You never have to wonder why I don't get my calendar. You control your own outcome of how and where you can receive JAINA calendar. And we really need your help to make sure that you are getting benefited out of it. And also we want to make sure that it doesn't go to an address where nobody is receiving it. So we want to prevent the wastage and we want to make sure it's used in the right way. So thank you for supporting it. Back to you, Janavan.
Thank you. Future of JAINA calendar. We always start thinking what else or which other datasets, what else can we provide, how we can improve. And your feedback, we get lots of WhatsApp messages. When you send our donations, you fill out the paperwork, you call, you email, and we appreciate that. Based on all that, some of the ideas that we have that in the future, we want to showcase rare derasers, the jewels of our history that some of those derasers are not visited by a lot of people because they are not very well known, but has a lot of history behind it and has a lot of information and arts and forgotten history that we want to bring it out to the rest of the Jain community. So that's one of the things that we have in mind. International, showcasing international derasers. Every year, there are new communities are opening up derasers or sung or then we want to make it our Jain community, not just in Northern America and India combined, but internationally. And one of the ideas I have it, or our committee wants to do it, to distribute our calendar. When we hear that this is one calendar that everybody keeps it for, a lot of them would keep it for years and years, and it has become the library item for them. And some of the international community would also like to have the calendar. Our hindrance in that, we would love to do that, is the cost. Mailing it out to the internationally, it is very expensive. So if anybody wants to sponsor a particular country or particular sung, please reach out to us. Even for the 22 calendar, we would love to. Since we have not printed yet, we have not finalized that part, so we can add some of the other international addresses and work out in how we can distribute to the other countries also. So anybody wants to sponsor any particular country, any particular deraser, please reach out to us and we'll definitely do that. And again, just for this purpose or for anything else, this committee and JAINA, all the other initiative works with your donation. We really request you, humbly request you to donate with your open heart and keep us going. We need your donation to continue the service to the community. Now the floor is open. If any questions, if I have made any mistakes or done anything, Michami Dukram, before we open up for the questions. And Hemant Bhai, if you have any questions or anything on the chat,
Thank you, Jainaben. Thank you, Jainaben. Excellent job from the calendar committee since many years. An excellent calendar showcasing in everybody's household. This is one of the iconic thing from JAINA that everybody cherish that I'm a member of JAINA and I have this calendar, and this is something everybody like to be very proud of. So again, thank you very much for the calendar committee for doing a wonderful and amazing job, finding every year something new theme, finding derasers, which are some people not even have think of that there would be a derasar. And when they see it on our JAINA calendar, they are so happy to see those kind of research what you guys do. So amazing job. I personally had one question, Jaina, when that for
Sure.
2022, how many calendars now we are targeting to print, since you are considering the international and any other delivering to some other places also.
So far, what database we have, we are going to probably do about 10,000. But if we receive information from other international or somebody wants to do even locally here more, that they want to distribute to people that we are not distributing, we can add into it. So far, we're going to be doing 10,000. That's between Canada here and India.
Very nice. And I just wanted to share some of the people have said their views here. Mukund Shah, he said, wonderful. They like your work. Excellent calendar every year. Dhaval, he said he likes the QR code and great idea on constant QR code with dynamic targets such as websites, etc. Narendra Manyar, he says, excellent job by the calendar committee for many years, and QR code takes it to the next level. So obviously everybody likes the QR code idea, it looks like. Aruna and Kanti Shah says, thank you to the JAINA committee for excellent job. Prakash Bhai Modi, he mentions that my request is to include details about Jain calendar, Veer Samvat and Vikram Samvat. How and why? Jaina is using only Vikram Samvat, so Sud and Vad info. So I don't know, Jaina, if you can throw any light on this.
Sure. Prakash bhai, I got your question and we have prepared an answer for that. I have been researching ever since you got sent us the email, and I have spoken to a couple of the experts in that one. And at the end of today, you will get the answer on that. But in briefly, what I have been educated on this subject is that Jain calendar after Mahavir Bhagwan, for about 1,000 years, we had a different calendar than Hindu calendars. And our calendar was not following what Hindu calendar was following. And it it's 5 year cycle, and we only have 2 months that comes as a Adhik Math. So it was very different than Hindu, and that's why Vikram Samvat and Veer Samvat was two different things. But about after 1,000 years after Mahavir Bhagwan, our Sadhu Sadhviji and Acharyaji had decided that it's not working out as great because having two different festivals, having following two different calendars in practicality was not working. So they merged it. They all probably got together and decided that it's better to do it Hindu way and just make some of the things different, which is our tithis, which every other day, the Trij, Pancham, Satam, all that, if it becomes a kshay, then we want to have it. So then either a day before or day after we'll have it. So that's the only difference. Otherwise, everything is followed by Hindu calendar. And that is the reason, if everything else is that, by having something, an old Jain way and something that Acharyaji's have changed it. So we're continuing what everything Acharyaji had changed it and keeping it Hindu way by just changing the tithi. So that's the reason why we follow what we are following. I hope, Prakash Bhai, that gives you answer, but I would love to talk to you in one-to-one and have any other issues. We can talk with the experts and all that, and we can get to the bottom of it.
Thank you very much, Jaina Ben. I'm sure there are a lot of research you are doing with our acharyas in India before putting this together. So very, very well done. A lot of research is being done about putting our tithis and all. and it is very well accepted. So thank you very much once again. And Prakash Bhai, if you wanted to reach out to Jaina Ben, please do. There are a few more people have shared their expression here. Biren Shah wanted to see the presentation. So Biren Bhai, we will go ahead and put it, excuse me. Biren Bhai, we will go ahead and put this presentation on our website. So you will have it by next week or so. Nayan Jain wanted to share that he wanted to thank you. This is iconic and highlight every year. Thanks, Jaina ji and Giriraj ji. And Aruna and Kanti Shah has some question. I think she's typing. Naina Parikh, how about leaving few calendar at temples so people can pick up?
Should I answer that now?
Yeah, please
Okay.
do.
So we have requested that from Jain centers. Some of the Jain centers are, whatever restrictions they have it, they are not able to do that. So we haven't found an answer that works for everybody. But since you are also bringing, and a couple other people have brought this to our attention, my request is to reach out to your Jain centers, your sons, and if they can email it to us that they would like some of the calendars, we would love to do that. And for that matter, if any Jain centers management people are here, you can help us out if you take the responsibility of giving it to or sending it to all your members. Then we as a Jaina don't have to mail it to all different people, and we can send it out to your centers for all your members. But we want to make sure that we are not adding any responsibility that you don't want to take it from your side. But if you are willing to, then each and every member of your son can get it, and that saves time and efforts for us. So we can work together. We're not going to make it a blanket change. We will try to work with each Derasa separately, and if anybody wants to do the uh, management of mailing it or giving it to all their members, we would love to take that. So please reach out to us separately, and we'll try our best to accommodate everybody.
Sure.
But all that, if we can do it by next month or so, so then that way we know how many calendars to print. We don't want to waste any, but at the same time, we don't want to run out of it either, because we will not be able to print a few at a time.
Yeah, I think Mahesh Bhai wants to add something. Mahesh Bhai?
Yes. You see, this calendar, the cost of the calendar is high, mailing cost is high, and that's the reason we had sent out our emails. Majority of, not majority, all the Jain Center presidents, in order to go ahead and send the form to their members in order to fill it out and send it to us so that we can add those names in our database. So whatever names we got, that is who we send these calendars to. Leaving these calendars at Jain Center temples is not a bad idea, but it does not serve the purpose. And it would go in wrong hands. People just throw it away. I have seen that personally, in our Jain Center, so it is difficult to control it that way. But I would suggest that you can ask your center to send this form to the members of your temple and ask them to fill it out and send it to us so we can register those members and we can send them the calendar that they need.
Mahesh Bhai, I would request one change in that. Not send us the form, they fill out online. That because when we receive the form and then we fill it out, that's just a double work. As much as if they can just fill out directly, that would be helpful. Some members, I understand, seniors may not have an easy way of doing that. If each Derasar can help out their members, that would be great. But at the end, if they send us, we will do the same. But as much as possible, if everybody can help each other out, then that much less work on calendar committee. But if we have to, we will do it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Jaina. And we are keep sending our presidents and directors, let them know. And once again, we wanted to request to their centers that please share this information, how to update your address online. Jaina Ben has put a very nice slide together, Giriraj Bhai or Dimen, and that slide we can share with you, and you can share the same slide with your center, and have everybody know about how to update their information so that we can, I think in the last year, Jaina Ben's team have done a wonderful job in identifying there are some wrong addresses and the calendars coming back, and it's a totally wastage of money. And I think if we can avoid that part and collectively we all can help this committee, we can help update our addresses on website. I think that would be a great help from all of us.
Thank you.
There are few other updates I have. Sorry, Mahesh bhai, you want to say something?
No, that's
Okay.
fine. No, it is perfect. Yeah, we have everything online, and the calendar is available on the online also on our website. So if anybody wants to download it, they are most welcome.
Um, there is Aruna Ben and Kanti Bhai Shah sharing that what is the last date to submit any information to be included in calendar? And her second question is how small Sangh Derasar can be included? Jaina Ben.
For 2022 calendar, when we are trying to do the Northern Americas, it's not how big or small you are. It's you are part of Jaina, and we want to include everybody. Um, I would like to bring out here that unfortunately, after talking, emailing, personal phone calls, we have not received that many centers participation, especially when we cannot add your pictures because they are in other office building or in a other temple together and all that. Even if you don't have a built-in derasar, we still would like, if you're an active community, we would like rest of the Jain centers to know about that. It's more reason for you to be in our calendar. We're going to dedicate a page or two or three depending upon how many derasar information we get. So you guys get QR code also. QR code is not going to be only for the Derasar that is showcased in 12 months. It's dedicated pages will be given that QR code for each one of them. So we would like to see all 70 of us together. But so reach out to your community leaders, reach out to your friends and families community, send this message. This specifically 22 calendar is changing a way we are doing the calendars, and be part of it. Voice your voice, and this is the time to do that because it's not too late. We will still be able to add more data sets.
Thank you. There was an excellent suggestion by Dilip Bhai Shah that we can extend Jaina legacy by offering content of our calendars soft copy to international organizations if they wish to customize their own calendars. And there would be no cost to Jaina, but of benefit to many organizations around the world. Thank you, Dilip Bhai. Excellent suggestion. We have Prakash Bhai is sharing that please give preference to all if they want hard copy or soft copy. Also, anyone can access the calendar from the Jaina website. So Jaina Ben, I think there is an option in that update address list, right? That you want the mailing copy or not?
Right. So the database is only for actual mailing, a printed copy of it. You don't need to give us your address if you want a soft copy because it's on our website. So anybody can download the PDF file, and the soft copy is available to anybody and everybody. And even the mailing one, we have some non-Jains who practices Jainism, and we would rather also have them get this calendar because they get a lot more information how to practice Jainism because that's in their heart. So it's not just for Jains because they are born Jains, but those who are practicing Jains, those are the people we really want to reach out to. So anybody can get it as far as they are using it. And soft copy, you don't need to be registering your names. It is on PDF. It's downloadable. Anybody can download anytime, anywhere.
Thank you, Jainaben.
And for that matter, for last, I believe, 5 to 7 years, soft copy is also on JAINA website.
Thank you, Jainaben. There are a few very good questions out there. Nina Pipalia is asking that how many people use the desk calendars, and if not, if we can drop that desk calendar. I think we did,
For
right?
last 4 years, we are not doing that.
Okay.
Jet.
And Mukund Bhai Shah says that how we can dispose the old calendars. Any suggestions?
So my personal suggestions on that one is to recycle it. Jain calendar is just like any other calendar, any religious Jain books or any other information that you have. What do you do with that? You do the same thing for the calendar. If you give it to your derasar to dispose it or whatever you think that should be done by somebody else, you're passing the buck. So whatever you personally think that should be done, you should do it yourself. That's my belief. There is no one solution for that because everybody's belief is different in this one. So personally, I would say recycle them. If you give it to your deras or if you send it to us or anywhere else, we have to do something. You might as well do yourself what your beliefs are, whichever way you want to. That's one answer I have for now. Anybody else have any suggestion? You can write it down and we'll pass it on to people, those who have a question.
Zainab, can I comment on that? I'm on the phone. This is Sharad.
Sharad, right.
So this is Sharad Doshi from the Washington, D.C. I'm the president. And we had a similar situation and we reached out to Acharya ji, Maharaj Sahib and few others in India. And suggestion came to we building a new temple. So they said, while digging the land or somewhere, you just under the Pratimaji or somewhere in a appropriate place, just put the old books or calendars or whatever you have left over. And that is the best option for us, unless we are sending it to India. So people who has similar situation, this is the resolution we received from Acharya Maharaj Sahib from India.
Thank you, Sharad Bhai.
Thank you very much, Sharad Bhai.
There was a question from Naina Parikh that can the calendar can be delivered before 20th December. And Naina, I like to say that last year we had, because of COVID, all these transportation issues and a lot of issues were there, and committee was not able to send out the calendars in time. But I would let Jaina say about what is your schedule of shipping and more detail if you can provide.
Sure. Thank you, Hemant Bhai. And yes, you are absolutely correct. As we pointed it out earlier, instead of 45 days that generally it takes from India to get the calendars here, it took over 90 days, and that threw us off completely. Again, pandemic was a unique year for everything. But besides that, before that, we have always tried our best. We work really hard on that to make sure that everybody gets their calendar by end of December. But things happens. We depend on USPS, which in December they are extremely busy, and to get the best rate for JAINA, so we don't overspend our money, we send with our nonprofit indicia. So that means we get the least amount of money we spend on that. So sometimes it takes longer, and we have heard from people that as far as it takes 30 days to reach to them, especially in December. So even though when we mail it out in beginning of December, end of November, sometimes it doesn't reach to people till January. We'll do our best, and we can use all of your help. Faster you give us the database, faster you provide us your data source information, we can close. Because after you provide the information, there's a lot of work that needs to be done by our committee That's proofreading, photo editing, and all that, so we can finish the and print it and mail it out. We will do our best this year to mail it out on first week of December, so you can have it by end of December. We can't promise, but we'll do our best humanly possible to send it out.
And just to add on to it, our President Mahesh Bhai also tried last year to communicate to our all presidents that if possible, we can provide a pack of calendars to the center, and center can distribute. But I think it did not work out very well in terms of the response from the center presidents, right, Mahesh Bhai?
Correct, correct.
That is also correct. And one more thing, after hearing and talking to a lot of people, behind the scene, we've been, for last 1 year that I've been kind of taking over this database thing, I've been talking to a lot of people, and the problems are that they don't live close to derasas. They are sometimes, they don't have any particular derasa 100 miles from them. So for
Right.
them to go to any particular place to get the calendar becomes harder. So there's no one answer for our problem. There might be multiple answers, and that's why I'm willing to work with each derasa differently if it's necessary and if it's possible. Reach out to us, give us your ideas. We may not be able to help everybody, and if we don't take your suggestion, that doesn't mean it was not the right suggestion, it just was not possible. So, Michami Dukram, if we don't do what you are asking us to do.
We try our best within the limits we have.
No,
we,
no,
have we have to watch, our bottom line also. So we try our best. We have been trying, and the situation in the COVID was absolutely different. We could not help. And regarding the disposal
Yes, no, thank you.
calendars, regarding disposal of the calendars, I think the Education Committee, Praveen Bhai, recently had sent out an announcement that they were collecting all the old books and calendars and stuff like that. And we did announce it several times in our newsletter. I don't know if that program is still active. However, I will call Praveen Bhai and see if that program is still on.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mahesh Bhai. Dhaval had a very good suggestion, and I think he said if we can put a PDF copy of all old past calendars. He sees the 2021 is out there, and I'm sure we will request Dhimen Bhai to research on that, and if possible, if we can put more PDF versions of our old calendars, that would be nice to have a nice collection also.
We have on our website from 17 to 21. So 5 years is already been there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And we will try see if we don't have the soft copy, if we will somehow get the scanned and all that, and see if we can go as far as in the past as possible. Give us some time and we'll work on it.
Yeah, and we have a soft copy of 7 to 16, which we are planning to upload on the JAINA website. So 7 to 21 will be there for sure.
Very nice, Dhimen Bhai. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And there was one more question talking about the cost. Of course, there is a research cost, there is a designing cost, printing cost, mailing cost, and a lot of other detail. But I would ask Jaina Ben to provide some sort of a direct dollar unit cost, what you face in the last couple of years.
If we combine every year and an average, if we take it, it's about $7 to $10 comes out per calendar, and that including everything. So wow. if everybody who receives that, if they all could give us donated $10, that covers our cost. But if they do $20, then Jaina can benefit in doing other activities. And I think if anybody gets any calendar, they buys it from anywhere else, on an average, people do spend $10 to $15 on a calendar. So if we can just make that, and if everybody at least donates $20 per each calendar that they're receiving, and encourage other people to do that, we have some very dedicated donors and supporters who send thousands of dollars every year. But I would like to give this opportunity to everybody, that if nothing else, then at least they can donate $20 each calendar that they are receiving. That will make everybody's life, including JAINA, for other initiative that we have been doing it. And especially, it's one of the only, if I could be wrong, but Hemant correct me, but that's a steady income for JAINA, the calendar donation. Is that correct?
Yes, and definitely JAINA is getting a good amount of donation continuously on this committee. It is very well appreciated. But again, as JAINA says, it is well needed. So please open up your heart and keep continue donating towards the JAINA calendar so that we can provide you better and better to all the Jain community. There was a few more questions we have, and fortunately we are in a wonderful timing. We still haven't reached the hour mark, so I will keep taking those questions and try to address those by Jaina Ben and her committee. So there was Jaina Ben one comment actually. Gautam Bhai Daptari, he missed that answer on the Tithi. Gautam Bhai says that we love and use the calendars primarily for looking up Jain Tithis. So question is, what is the usual deadline for submitting Jain Tithi each year? Then,
again, there is no hard line. We wait till our Acharyajis provide us that. Generally, the Kartak Maksar of the next year, because we go from, our calendar goes from English January to December. So those last 2 months sometimes takes longer for us to get the Tithi from Acharyajis, but every year is a different time that we get it, and we keep everything else ready. And as soon as we have that, we move from there. So there's no hard deadline. We just wait till we get it and work from that.
okay. And there was an excellent suggestion by Dhaval saying that about disposal, they donate those calendars to the local libraries. And sometimes it is very well appreciated by some people keeping it as a collection. So I think it's a good suggestion. Prakash Bhai Modi, can I get more future issues for multi-faith calendar publishers?
I'm not sure I understood the question.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Prakash Bhai, if you, from lack of time, if you want to call me after this, I would be happy to answer and or do more research on whatever your question is.
I think he's trying to find the publishers, the printers, for different religious calendars. But we work with the cheapest rate, so we shop around and get the best price. So,
okay. And Nayan Bhai Jain had an excellent suggestion that for the upcoming JAINA newsletter, if we can attach the current month calendar in JAINA newsletter. So I guess his suggestion is every month, keep the current month calendar attached to the JAINA newsletter for that month, and that will keep the continuous visibility of the calendar.
Great idea.
I think it's doable, right? Diven Bhai and Mahesh Bhai?
yes. We will look into that.
Yes.
Thank you, Nayan Bhai.
All right. And there was somebody mentioned that she wanted to speak. So I would, Ilaben Mehta.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you for giving me opportunity, but I'm very happy to see every face. And from last 1981, I'm attached to JAINA and looking database operation of calendar. It's beautifully coming out, and calendar is early morning, whole day for me is almost just like encyclopedia or anything. Is I've just wanted to see whatever message I have written, whatever day is for the unity is a really beautiful piece to open. And I'm very much attached that Jain calendar is living with me every time. So we have a lot of information about our Jain religion and keeping with each other. Thank you, excellent job. And it's growing so nicely that I'm hoping in future it will be more attached to our everyday life looks like. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilaben.
Thank you.
And now, if anybody have any further questions, please feel free to reach out us, Jaina Ben, or me, or Mahesh Bhai, or Dimen Bhai, and we'll try to help whatever the questions you have. We are a couple minutes ahead of the hour mark, but I would request our President Mahesh Bhai to please conclude the session. Mahesh Bhai.
So Jai Jinendra, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. And obviously, the Jaina calendar is doing a wonderful job. Thank you, Jaina Ben. Thank you, your team, Giriraj Bhai, Diman. Excellent work. So thank you for that. And this is a volunteer work, selfless services. So great. And I appreciate everyone's question. The questions were excellent. And I think let us see, how beautiful the 22 calendar would be coming to your doors. And with that, thank you so much. Jai Jinendra.
Thank you, everybody. We will conclude our
Jinendra.
session. Khame mi sabba jive sabbe jiva kamantume mitti me sabba bhuve suveram majjam nakenai sarva mangala mangalyam sarva kalyana karanam pradhanam sarva dharmanam jainam jayati sasanam. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra.